Today, we'll discuss what's the cost of saying no to a game-changing opportunity. Imagine turning down a partnership with Apple. What would that mean for a business? Welcome back to WildPod X. Tony here. Today's 26th of February 2025. Let's first take a look at today's market update. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin has experienced a further pullback, currently trading at $88,000. This marked the first time since November last year that Bitcoin has dipped below 90,000. And this time breaking through the bull market support band. My Bitcoin buying order, which I set up ages ago, finally got filled on Coinbase. However, my Ethereum order missed by just a little, so it didn't went through. Still, I'm very happy about at least some of my order got filled. What about you? Did you buy the dip? Okay, so let's get into today's morning deep dive. In the early 2000s, Apple was undergoing a massive transformation, evolving from a struggling computer company to become a dominant tech force. The launch of the iPod in 2001 and the iPhone in 2007 redefined the industry. Any company that had a chance to partner with Apple during the period essentially had a golden ticket to success. But not everyone saw it that way. One of the most infamous examples of a company rejecting Apple's offer is Blockbuster. In the early 2000s, Apple approached Blockbuster with a proposal to collaborate on a digital movie rental service. At the time, Blockbuster was the undisputed king of video rentals, with thousands of stores worldwide. But instead of embracing the future, they cling to the past. Apple reportedly pitched a partnership that will allow users to rent movies digitally, something years ahead of its time. Blockbuster, however, rejected the idea. They feared that digital rentals would cannibalize their brick-and-mortar business, completely underestimating the technology shift that was about to happen. Fast forward a few years, Blockbuster's refusal to adapt proved disastrous. Netflix, which had started as a DVD rental company, embracing streaming and grew into global powerhouse. Blockbuster, on the other hand, filed for bankruptcy in 2010. Apple, undeterred by Blockbuster's rejection, launched iTunes Movie Rental in 2008, which became a major success. And Blockbuster isn't the only company that fumbled an opportunity with Apple. Palm, a dominant player in mobile device at the time, refused to collaborate with Apple before the iPhone's release. Their failure to recognize Apple's potential ultimately leads to their downfall. Even Microsoft had the chance to own a more significant stake in Apple when it was struggling in the late 90s, but they didn't take it seriously enough. These stories are more than just corporate history. It's a crucial lesson in investing and personal finance. Blockbuster's mistake wasn't just rejecting Apple. It was failing to recognize and adapt to changing market conditions. The same applies to investing. Being too rigid in your beliefs, dismissing new trends, or refusing to adjust your strategy can cost you dearly. In crypto, we're seeing the same story unfold again. Some investors until today refuse to recognize Bitcoin's role in the financial system, dismissing it as a speculative asset or a passing trend. Others cling to the outdated financial model, believe that traditional banking and fiat currency will remain unchallenged forever. But history has a way of repeating itself. Just like Blockbuster underestimate digital streaming, many are underestimating the transformative power of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. By failing to recognize innovation, a pattern where businesses, investors, and industries ignore disruptive technology, only to realize too late that they've been left behind. Blockbuster ignored streaming, Kodak ignored digital photography, even early critics dismissed the internet as a niche trend. Now many continue to dismiss Bitcoin, despite its increasing adoption by institutions, government, and retail investors. The question is, are you recognizing Bitcoin's potentials, or you'll look back in 10 years and regret missing out? Now let's take a look at today's top news. The first news, Bitcoin's price has pulled back under $90,000 for the first time in months. While many retail investors panic, on-chain data actually shows that the whales are taking advantages of the dip. Over 26,400 Bitcoin has been transferred into accumulation address, a sign that large players are actually buying at those lower levels. In the past, this kind of accumulation usually leads to price recovery, but it also suggests that the supplies on exchange are decreasing, which could impact volatility. I'm sure the question that many will ask now is this a local bottom, or are we in for a deeper corrections? Well, we do know one thing, smart money tends to buy when fear is high. And at the moment the market is in extreme fear, so it kinda answered the questions. The second news, In an unsurprising move, the SEC has reportedly ended the investigation into Uniswap, one of the largest decentralized exchanges in the world. This comes after years of regulatory scrutiny over whether Uniswap was facilitating unregistered security trading. The news is definitely a big win for DeFi. Uniswap's CEO Hayden Adams called the decision a huge relief, as the SEC lawsuit would have set a dangerous precedent for decentralized protocol. However, this doesn't mean that the battles between regulator and DeFi is over. There are still other companies and exchanges facing legal challenges. And for investor, this kind of news is a reminder how unpredictable regulation can be. One day, the project looks like it's under fire. The next, it gets a free pass. And that's why staying updated on regulatory shift is just as important as watching price charts. The third news. Shifting to federal affairs, more than 20 civil service employees from the US Digital Service have resigned in response to a directive from Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. These staffers expressed ethical concerns about repurposing their expertise to dismantle public services, a move aligned with the President Donald Trump's agenda to reduce federal government size. The resignation underscored internal resistance to the administration's approach to governmental restructuring. That's a wrap for today's episode. Please subscribe for daily updates in weekdays. Stay invested, and I'll see you tomorrow.